How we doing, YouTube? Steve here. It is May 1st. May 1st. What is that? Wednesday. I'm down here at, where am I at? I don't even know where I am. Syracuse, Indiana, which, isn't too far from Warsaw area, kind of in that neck of the woods. Yeah, this whole week blew up. This whole entire week. It was my fault, really. It's not the best of systems, but it's my fault to begin with. I'm kind of sitting in the sun here where I'm getting loaded. So if I'm squinting, that's why. Got my shades here. I can put them on. Maybe it won't be quite so bad. Then I can look cool. Yeah. So I was supposed to go to Chicago or South Elgin on Monday, and then run out to Ohio for Tuesday, and then I had one coming back Tuesday afternoon, and then one going back out Wednesday, and it was a really good start to the week. And I had to go pick up a trailer because I was empty. They didn't have an empty on Friday, so I had to find a trailer on Monday. Well, they sent me right back to where I came from on Monday, which was a fair bit of miles back over there. So is Morris, Illinois. So it was like it was a couple. I don't know if it was a couple hundred miles, but it was between the whole thing. It was a lot. Well, I left my house in plenty of time. I had to be. The gist of it is I had to be in Ohio at 7:30 the next day. Well, I left in what one would think would have been plenty of time, but I didn't take into account how much traffic I was going to hit going to get that trailer because of construction. I don't normally run that way, so I didn't realize they were doing that much construction. And then that was kind of bad, but was really bad was after I went up to South Elgin, which was, I was just dropping hook in and out. I wasn't there very long at all. I had to come back. I got to look and see if I can find a better way to get to here to there. The GPS, I looked at a couple different routes, and they all kind of sent me right back over through a fair bit of town to get back to 294. They actually wanted me to run over the Skyway. We weren't going to do that. That's expensive. So it was bad enough I took the toll road over. But back to 294. It took forever to get back there. A lot of light. By that time, it was like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So it was all that traffic. And then I get on 294. And 294 around the city was crazy with traffic and construction. And then by that time, and I get back over to Northwest Indiana, the 294-80 split, where that backs up, that was backed up on, and then 80-94 was backed up. So it was a nightmare. Long story short, if I'd ever do it again, I know better now, but Wayfair in South Elgin is like Fort Knox. You can't get in and out of there. No truck parking. Well, I was going to another Wayfair in Ohio. I could have parked the truck there, and I had enough hours to get there straight through. And if I would have known that I could have parked there, that's what I would have did. But I didn't know that I could park there, and by the time I got there, it was going to be just about out of hours. So I stopped. Well, that made me about an hour and a half late because I had to do my 10-hour break to get to that delivery, which then caused me to be late for my next pickup, because although they got me right into a door, it wasn't, they unload them by hand. They load them by hand. They're not on skids. They load all that junk by hand, and they take it off by hand. So it was a couple hours for them to get, maybe a little more than that. I mean, I could be mad. I missed my appointment time. I mean, they were very nice, but then that caused me to get that load, and the next load kicked off, which then caused me to have to drop the third load. Now I'm in Ohio trying to book day of. And on this board, on the JB Hunt Power Only board, the last thing in the world you want to be doing is trying to book something day of. You actually don't want to be trying to be booking anything next day or the next day. It's not quite so bad next day or the next day. 3 days out isn't quite so bad. Next day isn't good at all. Day of is impossible. Because like I just looked just now, there's only 380 loads on the board right now. And that's for the whole country. You know, it's like I said, that California's going to take 20 or 30 of those. Texas is going to take 20 or 30 of those. You know, but no, I don't have a whole lot left to spread out across the rest of the country. Especially when you're trying to figure out times and be where you want to be. So I ended up come back empty. Actually, I went all the way home. I went home last night. Drove all that way home because I wasn't very far from my pickup today. And I was home by 4:30, 5 o'clock. So I didn't want to stop and sit in the truck for half the afternoon to get to this place. This place is like 50 miles from my house. Which I don't know, I haven't done it yet. It's going right back to South Elgin to Wayfair or whatever they call that place. So I'm hoping to find a better way of traffic. And then I couldn't really find anything good to end up the rest of the week. So I'm going to do another one of these shorties tomorrow. Which, it pays okay even with the deadhead just to make the loop. It's over $2. Yeah, so I think it's over $2 a mile. Where did I put that at? Ooh. Yeah, not quite. About $2 a mile, which isn't very good because there's some tolls in there as well. Not crazy tolls, but a little bit. I can't afford to do one of these a day for the whole week. I mean, I could pay my bills, but I wouldn't make any money. But I wanted to try to fill in something the rest of the week, and I was even looking to run something long. But I tell you, it just ruined the whole week. It just ruined the whole, and it's really, it's my fault, I guess, because I should have been a little bit more diligent and left a little bit earlier. So I really can't be upset with anybody but myself, but, yeah, it's just not good. Not a good deal. It does reveal the glaring issues with the power only board at JB Hunt. That you just can't. You got to be way out, as far out as you can be. They don't mind if you cancel them, which is strange to me. They don't blink an eye if you call them and say, "Oh, take that one off of me." As long as you're a day ahead, they don't seem to care at all. I mean, it's like a common thing. But anyway, so yeah, the plan was always to make this like my backup. It was never going to be the main thing that I always did. Running hopper was the main thing, and then this was the fill-in if hopper was bad, which they didn't seem to care, at least according to when they signed me on. They said, "No, you want to go do something else for a while? Go ahead, no big deal." Just their only request was when I do run for them to run the whole week. So I can do that. Yeah, I got to get some work done on the hopper this weekend, and then get pulling that, because I can make a little bit more money doing that, and that's really what I want to do. So I really got to get focused on that, because this is okay, but it's not going to work. I don't want to live in the truck on the weekends and go to Pennsylvania and the Carolinas, and a lot of the freight, once you take their cut out, it's spot market freight. Well, if I'm going to run spot market, I may as well run my own spot market.
I got you loaded. I have some paperwork in here if you want to come sign it.
I'm right in, my friend.
All right, sounds good.